My name is Ozy Reigns. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina by way of Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Clark Atlanta University. CAU in the building. I'm an actor and a musician. I've been living in Los Angeles for 9 years now. You'll see me rocking the Scheme Big t-shirts for Dark Pro Films. What up to my man Jeff Lucky. Trying to encourage people to not just dream big, but also act on your dreams. I am doing this Can I Be Vulnerable video because BJ asked me to, and I think it's very important for the community to see black men actually showing their vulnerability and, you know, having a conversation about what makes them feel weak, what makes them feel vulnerable, and how facing those vulnerabilities can actually help you grow as a human being and help the people around you. I want to do this for young boys who might not think that it's a sign of strength to actually show your weaknesses. It sounds weird, but I think it's something that's very important. And for our generation, the way we've been raised, to kind of switch it around. What motivates me, I would say, I have 2 nephews in Atlanta, so I think about them constantly. My family in general, but definitely those 2 guys. I mean, they're the first grandkids, and just being able to set a proper example for them is really, really a motivating factor. You get to, when you, I know this is important and it's something that happens when people have kids.
Right.
I feel like they're my kids, even though, you know, I don't live with them or whatever. And
you can give them back.
Exactly. But when you see that you have little ones that resemble you, looking up to you and watching your every move, it changes you. You become less selfish. So that's definitely a motivating factor. Success, period.
Yeah.
I've always been competitive, and I've always seen myself in a certain light when it comes to my career. And so realizing those dreams and scheming towards those dreams is very important to me. Almost 4 years ago, my younger brother passed. He had sickle cell, but he passed of pneumonia. He had been sick for about a week and a half, coughing, and to rewind a little bit, he had just moved to California, Bakersfield. And so I was going down there to visit him. He had his own moving business called Gillen's Movers. He named it after our family. And he had his own truck that he bought, and he drove the truck, towing his car behind him across the country with my father.
Right.
But he got sick, and then he kind of got better, went back to the hospital, sick again, and then a few days later he passed. Luckily my mom got to come, and she was actually there. I was at his house moving and stuff. But it's the most traumatizing event, biggest event of my life, I would say. The thing that I'm happy about is that I was down the street. I was at his apartment moving and stuff. The immediate reaction was like, yeah, okay, this is just a scare, because she said, you know, that they're trying to revive him right now. I left the hospital. Me and him had a conversation. I'm going to move your stuff, because the next thing that was going to happen is he was moving in with me here in LA. But I got to the hospital. We waited for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then they said they couldn't revive him. And it was disbelief, because he lived through sickle cell for 33 years. And he had attacks when he was a kid, but in his adult life, maybe 2.
Right.
We had another cousin that passed literally a month before him.
Damn.
And they were the same age. But he had attacks all the time.
So his was more severe.
Definitely.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, disbelief, because my brother was strong. He was, he just had a lot of life.
right.
And that opened my eyes and made me look at life differently. He was my younger brother, so I felt, growing up, he was always a lot smaller than me. Until we were adults, maybe in our early 20s, where we like close to the same size.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But most of our lives, he was a much smaller than me.
Right.
So he was definitely like a little brother.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to protect. You're supposed to protect your siblings, especially when they're younger than you.
Yeah.
And something in me felt like I could have done more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had definitely been dealing with that. But what brings me joy is knowing that my brother did the things that came to his mind that he wanted to do, he did them. Whenever he had a birthday, he got a hotel room and had folks over, drinks. And there were times when it was only until like the last time he did that in Atlanta that I really was like, I understand. The times before that, I'm like, man, you spending money.
Yeah.
Why you got to do this every birthday? Do this or do that.
Right.
And I was like, you never know when you leave this place. So if this is what makes you happy, to do this every birthday or to do this every vacation or whatever you feel, do it.
Right.
And he did it, you know. Saw the Grand Canyon, traveled cross country. He did things that made him happy. His name was Reggie. He went by Neff as well. He was an artist as well. So I look forward to doing some things with his music. Neff Life was something that he shouted out a lot. So it's definitely a hashtag. It's something that we keep going for him. He's got a nephew that acts exactly like him. It's uncanny. My sister has 2 kids and they both look like me and my brother and they act like us. The youngest one especially acts exactly like my brother. And he was alive before my brother passed, and we were saying that. We could see it at a year old that they were just alike. It's ridiculous. They want everything their way. It has to be their way.
Baby brother syndrome. Man.
For real.
You know.
And they're gonna be vocal about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So again, to look back at him and know like, wow, like you're Reggie all over again is, yeah, it's crazy. It's beautiful though. I'm sitting here telling my story and we're talking about vulnerability and I'm fighting back tears. You know what I'm saying? And that proves to me that I still have work to do with expressing myself. I would like to be able to just let them flow. We should all be allowed to let our tears flow when they need to, when it's necessary. To anybody out there that thinks they need help, therapy, I want to be the first volunteer to say I have never done therapy, but I'm going, you know? And if you need to go, go. It's gonna make your life better. It's gonna make your family and your friends' lives better when you become the best that you can be.